Make sure you guys utilize the chat box. So we kind of talked about that already. Change your name for anybody who just signed in. If you can change your name at the bottom where it says participants, you can go in and you can change your name, change it to one of your social media handles, or change it to maybe your website so that we can know who you are. People can follow you. This is a networking event, and we'll talk a little bit about networking down the line, but you know, it's virtual, so we have to make use of it the best way we know how to, okay? Make sure you stay to the end, because at the end we have an announcement in addition to a giveaway. So make sure you stay the whole way through. Doesn't mean that, you know, if something comes up, somebody is at your door, you have a phone call, feel free to break yourself, but just come back to us all the way up into 12 o'clock, okay? And then, so today we will present the topics are, which is me, I'm the intro. And then we have understanding your talents and hobbies, paralysis by analysis, goals and accountability, how to communicate your brand to the world. So understanding your talents and hobbies, this will be Fredrika. Paralysis by analysis and goals and accountability will be Juanita. How to communicate your brand to the world will be Kay. And wrapping it up, shaping your vision will be Crystal. But I'm Iva of Girl Goodies. I'm located on the south side of Chicago. I have been running my brand since 2012. It's literally started out as an event in the closet and turned into me just selling multiple things. So vintage clothing, my house is like walk-in closet, image services, closet organizing, personal shopping. So that's just a little bit about me. You can follow me, Iva _of_ Girl Goodies on Instagram. There's where you'll be able to find my website and you'll be able to find my other handles. Okay, so I'm actually on my phone, guys. So let me just tell y'all a little bit about me. I'm really, really chill, real freestyle. These are just the topics that came to my head. So I'm literally just going to be talking with you. I'm not going to be talking at you. I'm not necessarily teaching. That's not my style. I like to have conversations. So my first slide was actually a meme. I found it on Instagram. I love social media, or I love what social media is good for as it pertains to my brand. I don't really like social media. I'm actually pretty private. So it says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not overwhelmed. You are lazy and unorganized. Wake up earlier, get an agenda book, create a routine, create boundaries, say no, stick to your schedule, write down and adhere to your deadlines. You are standing in your own way. Okay, so a lot of times when we are trying to achieve a goal and we set these goals for ourselves, we literally block ourselves. We stand in our own way. How? Because we're in our head. The first thing that anytime you're trying to work on a personal goal, a business related goal, you need to get out of your own way, jump outside of your body, jump outside of your head, release that energy, release all the fear, all the timid behaviors, just release that and just jump right into action. So how do we jump into action? So we make a list and we work towards it. So you do that and you manifest the lifestyle that you want or the life that you want, right? So you said small tasks daily, create new habits. So one, setting the task. So everybody is different. I'm a little crazy with my goal setting. Okay, so I'm a sticky note girl, but everybody is not that. Some people they like to journal. Some people like to, physically tell or touch or talk to somebody and tell them exactly what they're doing, and they have an accountability partner. Some people like me love sticky notes. So I know I have a couple of friends on here who, if you walk into their living room, is sticky notes everywhere. Not only do you want to make those small tasks daily, but you want to check them off. Okay, so checking the task off and actually going through and executing it is just as important as setting the task, okay? So then once you do that, you start creating new habits for yourself on a daily basis. So me, myself personally, and I'm pretty sure this story is going to come up, and if you've already been on here, you already know this story, but myself and Fredrika, we get a phone call every day at 6 o'clock. We have a accountability phone call. It's only about 5 minutes. We will literally go over, hey, what were your obstacles from the previous day? What are your goals for today? And how will you achieve that? That's the whole phone call. We hang up, we call each other right back and say, hey girl, what you doing today? Okay, so that's our accountability call. seek a mentor, but be sure to make an offer. So mentorship is important. It's important for you not to feel worried or scared or timid to reach out and ask someone for guidance, ask someone for knowledge. But when you're doing that, make sure you're offering them something too. Make sure it's a collaborative effort. Make sure you have some type of collateral that you can give to them, whether it's time, maybe you can assist them with some housekeeping stuff. Maybe, you can you could connect them to somebody. So when anytime you're seeking a mentor, you have to put yourself in a mentor's, position as a mentee and be just as good as a mentee as you would like for your mentor to be. So always be sure to make an offer. Don't just reach out to someone. I get a lot of people who DM me and they like, girl, yeah, I want to start this business. Well, first of all, hello, who are you? So just, don't be one of the girls on social media where people are reposting and saying, oh, it was the audacity for me, right? Because that's how I feel sometimes. Somebody DM me, they just slide something in or they write a comment and it's like, okay, I'm a personal shopper and you just come on my page and you're like, oh girl, where you get that from? Well, I'm not giving up that information because this is a page. If you would like that service, you can click the link. Be sure to offer something. Create personal boundaries. So someone is actually going to talk about that. I think Juanita will discuss that. But creating personal boundaries is very, very important. So when you are working towards a goal, it is easy for you to get distracted. It is easy for you to get overwhelmed. You have to learn how to say no to people, places, things. You have to literally deny yourself some of the things that you want to do. For me, when I first started my brand, I literally started it with nothing, cleaning my closet, and I just started selling vintage clothes. But from that first pop-up shop, I probably made about $300. I had to deny myself the privilege of going out shopping so that I could get the equipment that I wanted. So I would take these small jobs, cleaning a closet, shopping for a client, my regular paycheck, because I still work professionally. I'm a social worker. So I was doing all of these things, but I was denying myself the privilege of going shopping so that I can get a computer. I got a computer. I went out and bought a professional camera. I had to go out and buy 1,000 racks that are in my house so I can house the clothes. So just make sure you set those personal boundaries. People are it's gonna seem like the world is real fun and the world is moving and shaking and outside is back open, but you have to learn how to say no. I have things to do. I'm gonna get them done. And then after that, I'm gonna hang out. So talking is something that I love to do, right? It's important that when you are working on something or when you just have something inside of you, you need to release it, that you not only just talk about it, but you find the right people. So that's the next slide, but that you find the right people to talk to. You would be surprised at how many people are going through the same things as you are. How many people have the same aspirations, the same goals, the same traumas and setbacks. If you talk to people, hey girl, how you doing? It starts with a simple gesture. How you doing today? Really, really talk to people and get to know them and build those relationships will bring you to this next slide. So networking as often as possible. So something that I am working on is being present in my presence, not just showing up somewhere, but I'm showing up and I'm showing out. Okay. So, regardless what the networking function is. So I get a lot of people who say, well, I don't get invited to the events. You create the events. Okay, my very first event started off in the closet. You be the creator. You have people gravitate to you and you be the boss in your own lane, so network as often as possible. When you do network, make sure you show up and show out. Whether you have a business card, be ready to tell exactly who you are, what it is that you do, why you do it, how you want to do it, the type of people that you need. You got to put that stuff out into the universe so that you can manifest it and it'll gravitate to you. Okay, so make sure you network, make sure you're showing up at the right places with the right people. Don't think of networking as a fun thing. It should be fun. It should turn into fun. So one thing that I try to do is all outings, if it does not include girl goodies or some form of networking for me. So if I cannot show up and show off an outfit, possibly gain a new client, I don't want to go. That's not fun to me. But I have to put myself in a position to be invited to those type of places, or I have to create those type of environments for people so that I could be the network boss hog. So just make sure you network. It's a lot of different ways to network. This event here is a networking event. Utilize the chat box, talk to some of the ladies below. I know personally probably about 20 women that registered. And a lot of them have a lot of things in common. So just make sure you network. And I started with 0 clients too. So this was actually a meme that I saw. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good when we were talking about this topic. Because we all have to start from ground zero. Don't think that you're too big for ground zero. Don't think that you're too small for ground zero. Just start, okay? So just a personal story from my standpoint. Like I said, when I first started Girl Goodies, I didn't know what it would grow and evolve and blossom to. But it grew. Okay. So it was literally an event, 13 people. It was at my mom's house in her attic. It was so hot, y'all. I was sweating. My racks at that time were the racks from Family Dollar. They were full of clothing, falling over every 5 seconds. But I started somewhere. And from that event, I think maybe the second event, I had another event at her house in her backyard, and it was about maybe 30 people. And then I actually got big enough where I could rent a space. In my third event, I sold 60 tickets. So you have to start somewhere. You got to just jump in there, get out of your head, create your circle, set those boundaries, talk, collaborate with people. Don't look at people as competition. Look at them as a collaborative effort. Put yourself out there. Okay. So only you can market you. When I first started, Frida, she was my boss hog. I was very shy. I was timid as heck, nervous as heck. I hated public speaking. I would have Frida introduce me. That's not my lane. Okay. Cause I speak for myself. Okay. So I had to learn how to become comfortable with that and speak up. And then now today, right, I'm rolling off of 2 hours of sleep. I went out last night. I partied. And I wasn't afraid to get on here today. Okay. So this is evolution of Iowa. So you all are on this journey with me. This page has been created for you. This rally has been created for you. Make sure you follow us, over time, watch us grow, give us some feedback, share your stories, and yes, show up for yourself. So like Kay said, so next up will be Fredrika, Dr. Fredrika Atkins. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Thank you, ladies, thank you for joining us this morning. You all will hear jewels, like you heard some jewels from Iva. You're going to hear some jewels from myself. Um, Preceding me will be Miss Juanita Sims, who will talk about accountability. Then Kay about how to brand your business online, a digital presence, and then ending with Crystal on how to pull it all together, right? So a little bit about myself, Dr. Fredrika Atkins, or Dr. Frida, Doc Free. So I am the owner of Building Hands nonprofit. I also work with entrepreneurs who are trying to either start a business or scale their business and grow it, right? Everyone likes to skip the foundational piece of, formulating it, getting it legalized and everything of that nature. And they want to go straight to the marketing and like the cute stuff online, where there's so much stuff to do in the in between. I am that person. I like to get into the weeds, the nitty gritty. That's just who I am. I like to do the research. That's me. All right. So, what I'm going to talk to you briefly today are 5 barriers women face when starting and operating a business. So, some of you all on this call, you all already have your business, and some people are thinking about starting their business. Some people have a business and they're just stagnant. They don't know what it is, but it's not growing, right? So, what are some barriers women face when starting and operating a business? Okay. So the first barrier, and some of you all can definitely relate to this or empathize with it at least. 63% of men start their business straight out of full-time jobs, while women is 38% of that start their business for a part-time job. So when I look at this type of statistics, thank you. The first thing I'm thinking about, why women why are fewer women starting their business with just a part-time job? Well, a lot of women are caretakers. They take care of their homes, they work outside of their homes, and they're also taking care of their men or their spouse. So with men, not saying that they don't have as many responsibilities, but sometimes they don't as a woman, as much as we do. Barrier 2 could be psychological barriers and bias against women. A Telegraph poll said that 2/3 of 750 women entrepreneurs were not taken seriously when pitching to investors to even grow their business. So these are women coming from industries that they know, they started their own business, but in order to grow their business, sometimes you have to have funding. Well, they found that 2/3 of this population are not even taken seriously, which I think we can all, if we all worked in a male dominant industry, we can relate to that. Okay. The third barrier is the fear of failure. Now, whether you have a business or not, we all struggle with this. Okay. So, 2/3 of female entrepreneurs have admitted that it's hard to bounce back from failure. Now, sometimes it's hard to bounce back from failure because there's a financial piece attached to it. Sometimes it's hard to bounce back if, if you have people depending on you. It's hard to take a lot of risk when you're the only provider, right? So it's understandable. The fourth barrier will be the lack of networks and mentors. You heard from Iva earlier to say how to even go about attracting a mentor, how to be the perfect mentee. You can't ask someone to do something that you're not willing to do. But a lot of women is noticing that it's hard to find other women in their industry that's willing to be their mentor. Okay. And lastly, juggling childcare and growing a business. Okay. It is extremely difficult to have a child or children, take care of your house, take care of your spouse, work outside the home, make sure your home is ran properly because that's a business in itself, and still find time for yourself, for self-care. You know, we all struggle with that. I personally do not have children, but I know that 24 hours in a day seem like 10 hours in a day for me sometimes. So it can be so daunting when you're trying to take one step forward and take 10 steps back. It can be. But one out of the five barriers I want to focus on is the fear of failure. Okay. Failure can paralyze you. All right. The fear of failure can paralyze you. And you're going to hear from Mrs. Juanita Sims on paralysis by analysis right after me. But what I want to, this quote that I always I love, that I listen to Marissa Peer. She is a British psychologist that is amazing, and she helps people get out of their mind, basically, right? And she says sometimes being rejected can be the best thing to happen to you. I always say that rejection is a redirection to where you're supposed to be. Okay. We take it personal because we're in it, but you cannot take things personal, especially when you have someplace to be. So, what do I mean when we say the fear of failure, right? I just want to say quickly, people see me and they say, "Oh my God, Frida, you got it all together." You I am not immune to failure and rejection. I get hit with it more than others sometimes. A couple of people on this call know my story and they're still in this journey with me. But sometimes I'm looking for other people to encourage me, and I have to take a look at myself and stop pointing at other people and point at myself and say, "You holding yourself back, sis. It's you. It ain't nobody else. It ain't the man. It's not what you did. It's not karma. You holding yourself back. Get out your own mind, right? Get out your own mind and understanding that finding your gift and be excellent at it. Stop looking over the fence and seeing what somebody else doing, okay? Because that person garden is for that person. It's applicable for them. You have to nourish your own garden, okay? So find what your gifts are and make that into a business. How we do that? Identify your talent. We're all talented, okay? Let me tell you something. I can't do hair. I can't do makeup. I can't do nails. I could dance. I can't sing. Even though my voice is raspy, I don't sing, okay? But what I'm good at, I'm great at organizing, I'm great at leading, I'm great at facilitating, I'm great at seeing the bigger picture. I'm great at seeing the details to get to that bigger picture. So what I do, I help entrepreneurs get to that big picture. I took a talent, an intangible talent, and I made it into a business, right? Identify opportunities in the world. Here's some examples: online business, coaching and consulting, computer software, alternative education. There are so many, next slide, there are so many opportunities out here for you to make a business, start a hobby. I don't care if you make necklaces, okay? I don't care if you install lashes. These are all businesses that someone will pay for. Styling, health and wellness, elderly service and care, parenting. Yes, if you are a parent, you have some skills in parenting. You know, parenting is trial and error. You can host workshops and groups on how to help your child if they are ADHD. If you have an ADHD child, if you have a child that has social anxiety, that is a business because other women are facing that. Don't just think about, well, I don't know how to style or I don't know how to take pictures, so I don't have a business. That's not true. We all have a talent. We all have gifts. You just got to figure out what that is. Connect your gifts with the right opportunity, right? So that goes back to mentors, okay? It goes back to networking. We always say we want something, we want X, Y, and Z, but are we willing to put in the work or make the sacrifice, right? Connect your gifts to the right opportunities. A person that's gonna knock on your door and say, hey, I want to buy your business, or I want to buy your product or service. You have to network, you have to get out and talk to people and meet people. This right here is a platform to do that. Okay. All right. So the world pays people who offer valuable services that solve their problems and fulfill their needs. Basically, what is the problem? What is the solution to a problem that you identify? That's a great way to start a business. Identifying your hobby and identifying how you can solve a problem. People are buying air that's in a bottle. Okay, they're making a living doing that, but you have to find something that's genuine and true to yourself, okay, and solve that problem. That's all innovation is, okay? And stay up to date in trends. Understand your industry, know your industry, okay? I am a doctor of business administration with a focus in strategy and innovation. I'm not a doctor in medicine. I'm not an esquire. I'm not a doctor of law. I'm a doctor of business. So I stay in my lane and I stay up to date in my industry, okay? Strengthen your talents. You know, I am first, my passion is a writer. And I love writing novels. Yes, my dissertation is published, but I love writing fiction. I have my undergrad degree in English, but I still take writing courses. You're never above learning and growing, because the day you stop learning and growing, you might as well, make that transition. So strengthen your talents. Strengthen by going to networking. I don't personally like networking, that one-on-one interaction, but I had to do it for my job. So it got me out of my comfort zone, to be honest. I'm more of a public speaker versus one-on-one, but over the years I become more comfortable with one-on-one interaction with people. So strengthen your talents, okay? And then being a jack of all trades is not credible, right? When I say you're being good at everything and great at nothing, okay? Find your talent, your passion, because when your business gets stagnant or something happens, because that's life, it will happen, your passion for your business outweighs the rejections and the missed sales and things of that nature, which is why it's imperative that you don't look at somebody else's garden, you focus on yours. That's the only way this will happen, because it's your passion, you're being true to yourself and you're growing your passion. Whether it's going to rain or shine, you're going to stick with it. Stick with something, not everything. Stick with something. It adds to your credibility. Focus on your strength in large. We as women, we struggle with this. We struggle taking out time for ourselves, for self care. let alone taking our time for our business. You have to prioritize what's important to you. You heard Iva say that we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do our accountability call. Where an hour before that, my alarm is set for 5 o'clock, where I get up and do my personal meditation to get my mind right before the day gets started. And then 6 o'clock, now sometimes I go to bed depending how long my meditation lasts, but and I'm back up at 6 to do my accountability. But I have to make time for myself and my business because I know where I'm trying to go. It's not here yet, but I am on the road. I know what I want and I know how to get to it. So you have to prioritize. If your house starts jumping at 8 o'clock, you might need to get up at 6 to have some you time for yourself. Because once the house is up, that's it. And at the end, never give up. If you don't remember anything I said today, is one, understanding your talent, identify your talent, and scale that into a business. If you don't want to do a business and you just want to do it as a hobby, that's fine as long as it's making you happy. And two, never give up. Okay. At some point, you're going to be uncomfortable when you apply all these strategies you're going to hear. Being uncomfortable is the name of the game. If you're not uncomfortable, you're doing something wrong. You're gonna miss some, you're gonna have some missed opportunities. You're gonna have somebody pass you up. It's gonna happen, but you cannot give up because what you have to understand is the mission and your vision is bigger than any problem that could ever come your way. So understanding your talent, scale that, and don't give up. Okay. And lastly, when your life has purpose, like when you know what you know, when you follow your heart's desires, that your life has purpose when you follow your heart desires. That means you know without a doubt you're authentically you. I have friends that's in fashion, I have friends that's in photography, I have friends in the cannabis industry, I have friends doing a plethora of things. I have to stay true to myself, okay? I am a writer by heart and I love working with people in business. I stay in my lane and I'm great at it, okay? Find your passion, develop it, and never give up. Now, following me is Miss Juanita Sims, who is a goal and accountability coach. So you heard about how to get mentors, how to identify your passions, your talents, right? Never giving up. That is great, but how do we get to that point? How do we take something that's intangible and make it tangible? Well, Miss Juanita Sims will tell you how.
All right, ladies. Okay, so I am not going to be able to have my girl boss background up while I'm talking because guess what? I'm being a super girl boss today. My son's flag football game was rescheduled. So where am I? I'm in the car, but I'm doing what I got to do to be able to be on here and to be able to support him. Oh, I thought he caught me the catch, but that wasn't him. Okay, so y'all, I'll try not to scream if my baby make a catch now. We've been working on it. So I hope y'all are gonna be a little patient with me if y'all, because I think all y'all gonna be able to see is my chin. But I tried to keep my girl boss picture up as long as I could. Now, I am so excited about the topic that we have now because this is something that is near and dear to me. That I've had over 30 years experience doing what I do. As far as to being a virtual assistant, I've been in administration for over 30 years, doing all kinds of industries, doing the behind the scenes stuff. That's my groove. I like doing the details. I like checking things off the list. I like doing those types of things. So when I started my business back in 2016, after having been a single mom for about 4 years, we were having some difficulties with my son. Found out that he had some special needs. Believe me, that was not fun going through that process of finding out. And so I was working a full-time job. So sometimes what you're going to find is that you're going to end up starting your own business out of necessity. And that's okay
Mhm.
because your gift will make room for you. You have to, just like Frida said, you're going to have to know who you are and know that the things that you offer are of value to somebody. Now, I know it's kind of daunting because I was there too. Like, who is going to pay me to do their office stuff when I'm not in the office? Because I'd always been face to face doing office things, but I had the talent, I had the ability, and God opened up the door. Because that's another thing. I'm a praying woman, so I believe that God will open up the door. I did an assessment and figured out what are my strengths. Administration always has been my strength. So did that, and I had a full-time position while we were struggling, trying to figure out what was happening with my son. Couldn't, but employers kind of want you to be there when you are there. Like, I was responsible for answering the phones, but I was on the phone, on the side, like, okay, yeah, talk to this doctor, trying to make this doctor's appointment, trying to talk to the school because we had another issue coming up. And I'm like, oh, and so you can see there was a struggle there. And so my employer and I decided to part ways. I say that I stepped out on faith, but I didn't, y'all. I put in a 6-week notice so that I was looking for a job real hard. But God told me. He told me he had me. And so I stepped out. I knew where my strengths were. And I put in, I promise you, it felt like 1,000 resumes trying to make it happen, but it didn't. And I left out of there at 6-week notice, no job, nothing. So I knew I needed to do something. I got out, I started volunteering at my son's school. I joined the PTA or the PTO, whichever one you call it. So I joined them. And what did God do? Opened up that door. I was talking to somebody on a casual basis about what it was I was looking for, what I wanted to do. I needed flexibility. I needed a schedule that where I could do my thing, but I needed to be on a schedule that was flexible enough for me to be able to take care of my son, get to his appointments, do all of that type of stuff. And somebody said, hey, I know about it, looking for somebody. And next thing I know, I'm making $500 a month. That was not a whole bunch of money, but it was a start. I started somewhere. Now, that was a really long story, but I'm going to move it right into where else I want you to go. Because what you need to see, ladies, is that the theme here today is just start. And I am focusing on you starting and being a success and doing what you need to do by using goals and accountability. Those are your superpowers. You can achieve any goal that you set for yourself if you set a SMART goal and you stay accountable to it. Now, one of the things, Frida gave us a great overview of some fears that we do as women. We do tend to have these fears that are unrealistic, actually, but they feel so realistic for us. We have a family. We look at we're the single parent. We have 2 parents, but I'm the primary doing everything for everybody. How in the world can I run a business? Or like our title says, why would I, thinking that why would somebody pay me to do this? Well, guess what? You're paying somebody to do a little bit of everything in your life. There are so many people that you are shelling out money to do something that you could do, but for whatever reason you don't want to do, you don't have the time to do, or whatever. Now, those are all things. We have all these great ideas, but then there's this other fear that I want to talk about for a few minutes. Paralysis by analysis. It goes by a lot of names. Another one is analysis paralysis. But basically what it is paralysis by analysis is the process of overthinking and underperforming. Haven't we all been there? I know I have. It started my virtual assistant business. Like I said, that started out of necessity. And beginning in 2021, I added on goals and accountability coaching because I've been doing it for almost 20 years with all different types of clients and employers. It is a part of me. But I I had many ideas, and some of them, when you see a commercial on the television, and you're like, wait, I thought about something like that like years ago, but you didn't do anything about it. Well, that person who got that commercial, who is advertising their product, he actually put some action behind their thoughts. But what we do when we get paralysis by analysis, we're stuck. We're stuck in that overthinking that process. And that overthinking is really where fear is living. You're overthinking it. You're thinking about, oh, I need to have all this research. Oh, I need to have all this money. Oh, I need to have this place. I need to have, yep, I see you. You say you suffer from a love story? Yes, let it go, girl. Let it go. You don't need it. You have something that somebody will pay you to do. So let it go today. Look at the challenge I put in there. Start networking. Y'all got this. So anyway, what I'm telling you is that's where a paralysis by analysis lives. It lives in that overthinking that, well, I need this. I should do this. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, you got to let it go, because there always gonna be something else that's gonna pop out. Even when people start their businesses, they're like, oh, I don't have all of this. I don't have this. I don't have that. But guess what? You have a start. You have to have confidence in yourself that you can do this. And even though that client may not come right away, like Iva told you, she said she started with 0 clients. We all started with 0 clients, if we're all honest. But so she started with 0 clients, but she kept at it. And you see how it added up. And now Iva is the thing, she is the it when it comes to designing and styling. Lord knows I need her. When I get to be a big girl, I'm gonna come to you, because right now, I'm still in the t-shirt life. But what I was saying is that we got to let go of the overthinking. We've got to let go of the what if, the could haves. Maybe I need this, maybe I need that. Nope. You need to start, because when we get stuck in the overthinking, we stuck in the underperforming. You don't do anything. You think about it. You may write it down. You may write it down in a journal. You may write it down on a board. But if you never put some action behind writing it down, then you are not going to accomplish your goal. There is some help. Okay, guys, what I was saying is that setting goals, being accountable, and repeat. All right, so first step is goal setting. You want to set goals that make sense. Goals that make sense are SMART goals. That means they're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant, and they are timely. You may see other words attached to that acronym, but the point is, when you're setting a goal, you're already setting it up to be a success, because you are going through the process of making sure that you have all of the things that you need in order to achieve the goal. So that makes sense, right? You also want to, like, you set your main goal, but you want to make sure that you have these little milestone goals that are also set up in your main goal. That helps you to with your evaluation process. That helps you to really just stay positive and to keep going, because you are going to be able to check these things off as you go, and you're going to see that you are actually going towards your goal. And when you are doing these milestone goals, you cannot be stuck in paralysis by analysis, because you are actually doing some work towards your goal in every step. Okay, so basically accountability is twofold. What we normally consider to be accountable is when we do what you say you're going to do. That's your action plan. You're writing the steps down, you say you're going to do them. And that's awesome. There is a second step that I have found to be quite helpful, particularly when you are, thank you, Kay. That is that when you are setting up accountability, you need to put a time and a date to each action. Each action you need, because you can say, hey, I'm going to get up 3 times a week at 5 o'clock and I'm going to go work out. And that's fine. First of all, you need to define what date, what days you're going to do it. You need to make sure you put it on your calendar with an alarm so that you can actually do it. And you need to set that alarm, like Frida said, set that alarm before you have to get up so that you can prepare yourself, prepare your mind, be ready for it. You're setting yourself up for success. All right. Another great thing is you want to make sure that you are not isolating yourself. You have to tell people what it is that you are trying to achieve. Now, there are some things you do need to keep close to the vest, and you'll know the difference. But most of the things, the steps that you are doing to reach a goal, especially with your milestone goals, share that with your close people. Share that with the people who are going to be your bandwagon. Share that with the people who are going to be there for you to support you and will celebrate when you reach those goals. Okay, you need to, isolation is where fear sets in, and when fear sets in, what comes? Paralysis by analysis, the overthinking it, the what should I do? Why would they ever consider me? Nope, we're shutting it down. We're moving forward. All right, the next step is evaluate. No matter what it is that you are doing, you want to make sure that you are evaluated. That's where, again, those milestone goals come in handy, is because you are going to be able to evaluate, like, okay, is this working? First of all, am I still on track? Second of all, is it still leading me where I want it to go? And is there anything else I need to add to it, change, whatever? That's your opportunity to do so at that time, is to evaluate. All right? Then never, ever leave this step out. You always need to celebrate at every milestone, at every achievement. You have to celebrate. You have to be able to you have to be able to be happy for yourself, first of all, and then those people that you shared it with, the ones that are doing this journey with you. Let them celebrate with you. You need this, and they need it as well. All right, Love Story Art, I want to hear about your networking. I want to hear about you making some changes on our Facebook page. She said I'm all up in her story. All right. But yes, it is great and needed, and somebody had to tell it to me. All right, so we're moving on to the next thing. Ladies, repeat section. When you're, like I said, you're going to be setting up small milestone goals that will help you to reach your overall goal. So repeat. You're doing it. There is always a next step. Keep moving forward. We don't settle, we don't stop. We got stuff we got to achieve. And as women, you know we're going to keep on. There's always going to be something. And I have this quote in here. I can't remember where it is, but hey, I think it's coming up, isn't it? It's one of my favorites. There is never, ever, ever going to be a perfect time where all your planets will align so that you can say, yay, I'm going to start my business. Nope. The point is just start. And you pick it up and you learn as you go. Like Frida said, she still takes writing courses. I am always in some sort of working event or in some sort of a seminar, webinar. I'm taking down that information. I'm getting all the freebies. I got so many emails coming through from other people. I set up an email account just to have, just to give out so that I could go to it and it wouldn't get on my nerves. You got to learn how to work it, babies. Okay, so let me tell you about some practical examples of how you can use goal setting and accountability to achieve anything. First of all, I set up this goal right here, and you know, we're on businesses, so be bold and present in your business by actively engaging your target audience on social media no less than 3 times a week. Guys, that's a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. But it could be about anything. You can do weight loss. You can do about the like wanting to wake up earlier in the morning. Crystal was talking about she is moving slowly towards waking up 2 hours early. I actually, because I needed to be getting up early, getting up before my son, getting ready, I needed to be up. I make sure that I'm up between 4 and 5 every morning. And I set up accountability clients. I set up virtual assistant clients to talk to them at that time so that I know that I'm going to be up. So you're going to be up when you know somebody is going to be there waiting for you, right? All right. So if we go with this example here of what we're going to set it up. The process of accountability for this particular example is going to be 3 steps. First one is going to be create your content. Next, then the second step is you want on more than one platform. And 3, you want to engage your target audience on not only your page, but on theirs as well. Because when you're commenting, they're going to see your comments, but everybody else on their page is going to see them as well. And that's going to get you more followers. I learned that from a great social media branding specialist that you'll hear from a little bit later. So we set up that we have 3 steps that we're going to use in order to reach that goal. That is, now we're breaking it down. Those are going to be our milestone goals. Okay, creating the content. Then we break each of those milestone goals into steps. This is breaking up the first one. Creating my content. In order to create my content, I need to plan my subject and my theme, organize my graphics, and schedule my posts. If I'm not doing any of those, I'm in jeopardy of not being able to actually reach that milestone, which will put me in jeopardy of not being able to reach that goal. You see what I'm saying? You break it down. And if I was working with you as one of my clients, we'd be looking at your calendar, putting times and dates on when we could do that. Put it in a reminder. That's how we do it. So basically, after the other 3 steps, what you need to do is to go ahead and go through those other 2 steps. It's the same process. Each one, you just keep breaking it down. Even when you're creating the content of those milestone goals, you can break those down. If it requires it, keep breaking it down until you get it done. And when you finish it, you check it off and you celebrate. Okay? Now, guys, I can help you. If you need to get on track, there's a package, $29.99. You can see it on my website. My website is right down there. Just had to give a little bit of plug, but get you started, get you set up some goals, get you started doing whatever it is that you need to do. Okay? Yes, goal setting and accountability are crucial, because if you don't have it, you're not going to make it where you want to make it in the time in which you want to make it. Now, here it is, guys. There is no perfect time to start your business. There will never be a time when all the planets align. What have I been saying? What have we all been saying? Just start. And I had to do, this is one of my favorite new quotes, okay? Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail behind. What this tells me and what it means to me, why it resonates, is that it is nothing. Just because nobody else has done it doesn't mean that I can't do it. Just because there's not a whole bunch of information about it on the web or wherever you're looking, doesn't mean that you can't do it. If you think that you can, yes, big boss quote. If you think that you can do it, and particularly if you have experience, but if you have that passion for it, do it. Just start it. And if that doesn't work, y'all know Walt Disney. That man failed. How many times did he fail before he got a mouse that was friendly enough that people would like and would actually like, oh my God, let me put some mouse ears on my head rather than let me go for a broom. The man made it work, but he did not do it the first time. He kept going. There is no telling where you can go if you keep going. All right, this is one of my quotes. I always say it to my clients. I try to say it to everybody because I truly believe it. You can have a successful work life. You can have a successful home life. You can have a successful self-care plan because you are very important. You can have it all. And now I appreciate you taking the time and listening to me. And I'm so sorry for all the issues, but I hope you got something out of it. And now I want to introduce to you one of the best branding specialists I have ever met.
Oh, you're so sweet. Hi, guys. I am Kay. I am a social media graphic designer and brand designer. Okay. I'm a stay-at-home mom, boss of 3 boys. So please pray for me. I have over 10 years of experience from designing. I've helped churches, from small businesses, to a couple of known professors, top of the line realtors, all that. And also now I am starting my small business. I finally made it an LLC thanks to Miss Juanita with her accountability strategy. She has helped me stay accountable and stay on top of things so that I can become a business and I can provide for my family the way that I need to, because I'm a creative and I've always wanted to have my own business, but being a creative, you're all over the place sometimes and you don't know exactly what you want to do. So thanks to Juanita, I now know exactly what I do want to do, and I am now Kay the Creative. So today I am going to be talking to you about how to reveal or to communicate your brand to the world. Okay. All right. So if you have seen the movie The Help, there's a part where the character is talking to this little girl and she says, you is kind, you is smart, and you is important. Now, it is from, back in the day or whatever. So I know that the grammar is not correct, but this quote gets to me because I was told that I wasn't kind at one point, or I wasn't smart and I wasn't important. And that messed with me as far as me being creative and me wanting to create for a living. So if someone told me, I didn't like this project that you did, it kind of bothered me. I had to get out of my own way. Like Frida said, I stopped. I was letting myself sit there and dwell on what wasn't right. But I had to remember this quote. I had to remember that I'm kind and I'm smart and I'm important and that I am worthy of having my own business, just like the people that I see that inspire me. So if that sounded like you as well, then this presentation will be helpful for you, okay? So the first thing you have to do when operating a business is believe in yourself, okay? That's the first thing. If you don't believe in yourself, why should we? Why should your clients believe in you? Why should your mom or your family members support you if you don't believe in yourself or your business at all? All right, so also what you want to do when branding, right? When you're starting your business, you go through a brainstorm. You want to take a look at yourself and what you have to offer, your services or your business, and think of it as being a baby, okay? So when you have a baby, it's a little seat, and think of your brand or your business as being the seed, and you're going to reveal who she is to the world. And that's a scary thing. It's a scary place to be in, but you can do it, okay? So first, you want to find out, what do you want your brand to sound like and what kind of personality that you want it to have. Just like having a baby, you want to know what that baby is going to sound like. Okay, how will it feel? How will the emotions be? You want to actually think of it as like, okay, what will my personality be like for when I present myself or when I present my services to the world? The brand personalities that I went through as a kid until I was an adult or am an adult are these 4 right here. Barbie. I started out when I was little playing with Barbies, okay? And those brands made me feel, that brand particularly made me feel, it made me feel cute. It made me feel happy, and I wanted to play with dolls all the time, right? And then I got a little bit bigger when I was into Disney. Okay, that made me feel magical. It made me feel like I could be a princess. Me feel like, and I got the chance to go to Disney World with my family and see what was happening there. And I still have that memory to this day. And they made you feel as if no one else mattered. It didn't matter how many kids were there, but they made you feel like you were the only kid that was there. And that's the kind of impression that you want to give to your audience. Then I moved on to having some Nikes. I am not a big tennis shoe wearer, and that's okay. But I had to wear some, sometime in my day. So that makes you feel competitive. It's good when I went to PE. It made me feel empowered sometimes. When I have on my, now let me tell you something. I don't do a whole lot of exercises, but when I have on tennis shoes, I feel like I can run, and I get to run after my dog with my with my Nikes on, and that makes me feel good. And then I have Dove. Dove is a women empowerment company. Okay, they make you feel smooth. They make you feel good inside. They are all about showing women off and how they should feel, right? And that's where my womanhood comes from, or whatever. I want to smell good. I want to look good. I want to feel a certain way about being a woman, and that brand specifically helped me feel that way. All right, so then you want to know how exactly you want to speak to your audience, okay? So what kind of emotions do you want your brand to portray? Do you want the brand to make people happy or to feel childlike? Do you want them to feel empowered? Do you want them to have that competitive spirit? What is the pitch that you're going to go about telling everyone? How are you going to feel when someone says, well, I bought something from you, but it doesn't kind of match how I thought it was going to match? So you got to figure out what exactly you want to say to your audience when they receive that your services or your products, okay? Then you want to tell your story. Telling your story will help you the most, okay? Just like all of us, we have a story. Everyone has a story of how they first started. My first client this year as being an LLC came from Fredrika. Fredrika's friend, her boyfriend's cousin, I think. And I must say that she is one of my favorite people. And her story is just beautiful as well. We both share losing someone, but we channel losing someone to our creativity. She's an event designer, and I'm a graphic designer. And I just lost my uncle like 2 months ago. And I had to channel my creativity through that, through my pain. And from where I started from, years ago, I'm not the same Kay that I was. I grew, and I've elevated to some places that I didn't think that I could go. So telling your story, if you were on food stamps, if you were homeless at one point, and then you have this 6-figure company now, that's a story that you could tell, and people will buy into that because you share similarities with them or someone that they know. Next would be, why should people support you? Okay, so what is the promise behind your brand or your services? You want to figure out exactly why someone should support you during this process, just like having a baby again. You want to tell everyone that, hey, I'm pregnant and I'm going to have a little girl. I want you to come to my baby shower. Well, why should they? Why you feel that they need to, but why should they feel comfortable enough to come to the baby shower or to support you during the birth. Okay, you have to make those people feel as confident or comfortable and happy as you. And that's how you should treat your brand. You want to know how people feel about your brand, and they should have those feelings of support. Okay. Then you want to create a package with emotions in mind. Fab, fit, fun creates that fun emotion. You get a different box every season. You're excited to get it because you can pay monthly, or you can pay the subscription for the whole year. Okay. And it's kind of like if you pay the whole year, you forget about it. And then when it comes, it's like, oh, I got a package. Cool. And so then it's kind of like you gave yourself a gift, but you forgot about it. So it's a gift anyways, right? And then HelloFresh, you get fresh food from that. Who doesn't want fresh food? And you don't have to go to the grocery store, right? And then you have the brown sugar box. And I just love this box because it's full of women of color. Made it, and I love the boxes. They have cute little hairstyles, and the things that's in it, it's just something that you just want to keep forever and that you can use. And then you have Ipsy. Ipsy is a makeup company, and they sell different. Well, they come with different little pouches every month, and it's full of goodies, and you can use those things every month instead of buying. Going to the store and buy this, they ship things that you like. So those different emotions that they have is what you need to think about putting into your packages. Do you want someone when they get it to feel loved, or do you want it to feel exciting, or do you want them to feel like, oh, I'm going to be sexy when I put this on? It's just got to be a different feeling for each thing that you make, okay? Or if it's something that's self-care, you want that person to feel relaxed even when opening it, by the smell, by the look, by the texture. All of that matters. So keep the emotions in mind when you're creating your brand as well. Also, stay consistent, okay? Staying consistent is going to be the biggest thing. This lady right here is called Marketing by Monray, okay? And she has taught me from looking at her content on Instagram about going live all the time. She goes live a lot, but each time I want to watch her because she's very lively. She's very loud. She's very knowledgeable, and you just want to be there. And so going live will help your business. It don't matter what you're talking about. Sometimes people just want to know things. They just want to be with you. They want to see you. They want to hear from you. They want to feel like they're close to you. So going live will help your business a lot. Also doing reels will help your business as well. Also, you want to market, okay? You want to market your business. You want to pay for ads. I know it's a headache paying for ads, but it will help. And then reintroduce yourself all the time. When I am introducing myself to strangers, I say, hi, I'm Kay. Even when I'm on a podcast, or if I'm doing a video, if I see someone on the street, or if I go into a store, that's how I introduce myself. And then if I'm doing something social media wise, I say, hi, I'm Kay the Creatives, because as much as I speak that, people are going to realize exactly who I am. And that's what you have to do. And also network. That's the same thing that everyone has been saying, network, please. Find you some friends. And I'm so glad that I am a part of the Girl Boss Rally, because at first I didn't have no one that I could share business tips with, or design with, or have these different ideas. And they have been a blessing. That I can call them for these different things. And then posting and updating your content on your social media is important as well, okay? And then you want to celebrate how awesome you are, celebrate your baby coming out and just being there, and just celebrate that you made it, that you started from nothing and now you're here. So that's important. And this is my wrap up for my time. And now I'm going to head over to put this over to Crystal. She's an amazing photographer. Y'all, let me tell you something. So Crystal is amazing. She helped me at a point in time, I don't think she even know that I was really, really low. And she made me feel so good when I was taking pictures, and they came out great. So y'all just, give her a round of applause. Y'all support her and support the other ladies. And thank you, guys.
Okay. So my Bluetooth finally decided to work. It appears. Okay. So guys, give yourself a round of applause. We have made it at the end. I am the caboose. I am the last thing between you and the rest of your Saturday. I hope that the ladies have provided you with plenty of good nuggets that you can take back, whether you are in business, whether you are just here as a mom, a wife, just trying to do your thing. Enjoy your life, babes. So I am Crystal. I am a journalist by trade. And currently I am a photographer, videographer. I own Great Manor Creatives. I'm a mom of 2, wife of 1, and I have a little, well, he's not so little anymore, but I have a little 4-legged baby as well. He's the only boy that I'll have in my family. So we're going to go ahead and get started, because guess what? We're almost done. All right. So first slide. We're just going to recap really quick exactly, kind of what the ladies before me have already stated. Just so, it was a lot of information. It came at you at once. So we're going to just kind of give you an overview for it. First things first, identify your why as to what you are doing, whether your goals are for weight loss or for increasing your bottom line in your business. You need to figure out your why. And in figuring out your why, you create a strategy, as my lovely friend, Miss Juanita, said, with your SMART goals. After you find your SMART goals, it'd be a great idea to find a mentor. As I've told you, mentorship goes both ways. You want to be able to bring something to the table. So even if you are new to photography, you are new to selling necklaces, you may not know the ins and outs of the necklace world, but you may be really good at social media. So if you find that your mentor is kind of struggling or doesn't know, hey, drop a few nuggets for him or her. A little bit goes a long way. As Frida told you, leave the fear at home. Fear is, or Juanita, fear is just kind of one of those things that just kind of gets in the way. We all do it. I am guilty of it. I will sit on the sidelines, be like, it's really comfortable here. I admitted in the chat box that I don't network very well. Not that I'm not a people person. I love people. People love me. But I have a hard time putting myself out there. So typically, if I am doing any of that, most people kind of approach me. So that's what I'm working on for 2022. We definitely want to hear what you guys are going to be working on as well. You want to create an effective SWOT analysis. For those of you who do not know what that is, it means your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Again, if you are in business, you need to know your business's strengths, what you do well, what you can do without having to think about it. Your weaknesses. Well, I just shared one of mine. I don't network very well. Your opportunities. Opportunities are those things in your industry where there's not a lot of that you can maybe slide or shift or pivot your business into, that you can create another stream of income. Or if we're talking about, let's say, your weight loss goals, your opportunities may be, I don't do cardio very well, but I can totally do strength training. Let me, start lifting weights or doing body weights. Every weakness isn't a bad thing. It just means it's an opportunity to overcome. And of course, your threats more so for your business owners out there. Threats are what your competitors are doing well. Yes, you should watch your competitors. Don't be obsessive about it. Okay. Don't just be on their social media like, I'm trying to see you over there. We're not doing that. But you need to know what the trends are, what they're doing well, and how you can come alongside that. You might not be able to beat them. For me, I'm a photographer. I am not an amazing newborn photographer. I shoot them okay, but I'm slow because I'm really careful and I like the babies. Okay. All right. That's mine. But at the end of the day, if I wanted to get into newborn photography, I would need to know what the other newborn photographers are doing so that I can figure out how to do well, find my opportunity to say, well, I don't do that. I don't do milk baths because I'm afraid of babies drowning, but I can do a really good outside fall setup, okay? And as Kay just told you, establish your brand's voice. It is important that when people see your stuff, they hear you, whether you go live or not. When they see your stuff, they say, that's Bongs and Babes brand. That's how those are her colors, those are her photos. That's the information that she puts out, whether they saw you or not. And at the end of the day, we are here to reclaim our time. Do you hear me? Next slide. Reclaiming your time means you have to get ready to organize and create. And one of the ways to do that is by writing it down. Now, I know Miss Juanita said, yeah, just because you wrote it down don't mean you're going to do it. This is true. However, if you are like me, okay, one of those people who have all the information in your head and it's coming at you daily and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I will do it. And then you forget about it. Life comes, kids come, work happens, you went to sleep, whatever. It was a rough day. You look back and you're like, oh my gosh, what was I supposed to do? Write it down. It doesn't matter how you write it down. You can journal. Okay. I'm a big proponent of journal. I have a lot of them though. So I would not recommend that if you are scatterbrained like me, because I have a lot of them and they wind up a couple of different places. You can do sticky notes, Mary Jane style. For those of you who remember being Mary Jane, you know, she had those little inspirational quotes and she had, hey, this is what you don't do, just kind of around her mirror in her bathroom, somewhere that she goes frequently, right? Somewhere that you're going to see it, okay? And last but not least, I'm gonna suggest a vision board because seeing is in fact believing. Next slide. So when it comes to vision boards are really, really simple. And I'm sure most of you know what a vision board is, but I'm going to be honest with you, about 2 or 3 years ago, I did not. I did my very first vision board 2 or 3 years ago with a girlfriend of mine shortly after my mom passed. And these are some tips that she shared with me on how to create a great vision board. Make sure you set a theme. Find visually appealing things that kind of support what you're trying to do, whether it's the different textures or the colors or the different inspirational quotes, or you're looking for different pictures that support exactly what you are trying to do. Because at the end of the day, this is something that you are coming back to look at. This is something that you are using to keep you on track. And there's a bonus if you journal. We're going back to that journal. If you journal when you start your theme, right? I mean, when you start your vision board, you say, you know what, this year, 2022, Crystal wants to network more, right? So if I created a vision board for 2022 for my business, I would create all kind of networking themes or things that will support my thing to network. And in my journal, I would say, hey, you know, I want to go to 3 networking events and I want to, you know, go live and meet new people once a month. And this is what will be on my vision board. I know you see at the top of there, we are asking each and every one of you to create a vision board for this quarter or this quarter for next year. So I'll get to that in a minute. Next slide. I just want to share with you just some of my vision boards that I have done thus far. So this first one is actually the very first vision board I ever did. I did it after my mom passed in 2019. It was the end of 2019, but it was for 2022. And at the time, I was really lost. I left my career of 10 years to take care of my mom, and I spent about 7 or 8 years doing just that. So a person who has one identity to turn into this identity to have none of it, you know, I was lost. I was extremely lost. I didn't know exactly what to do. So you'll see there, I have a lot of quotes that's like, no longer frozen in time and just breathe and time to rise up, because really and truly, I was stuck. I was very stagnant mentally and physically, right? Woman on a mission. I've always been on a mission. I just kind of lost sight of what that mission was. And right in the middle, I'm an Aries girl at heart. Okay. I don't know who follows horoscopes, but I'm Aries through and through. Okay. So that's why it's dead in the center, because I'm stubborn, but I'll get it going. Okay. And right underneath that is go with your gut, because at the end of the day, you know, we're all led by something. Most of the time as women, we're very, very highly intuitive, and going with your gut, even when your brain doesn't align, most of the time, come on now, most of the time your gut's right? Okay, so that's what that was about. Next slide. So the latest vision board that I did, I actually did it with my 8-year-old. this year. And this one is similar, but it's a little bit different. This is not professional by any means. This is for me personally. What I aimed to do this year was just kind of get back organized. I restarted my love of gardening, finding things that I like to do, like travel. We reinstituted more meatless Mondays, and just really just trying to get my life back on track. So my 2022 vision board is going to look even better. Next slide. And we're going to invite you guys to come along on the journey. So I'm going to create another vision board, and it's going to be for 2022, and it is specifically going to be for businesses, and we're inviting you guys to do it with us. We are asking you to create it, and whether you create it between now and the end of the year, next slide, we're asking you to put it all out there. Tell us what it's about, and then we want to come along for the journey. Okay, we want to be here to support you, to come alongside you in whatever manner that you guys may need. It may not be professional. Okay, you may say, hey, well, you know what, Crystal, right now, 2022, forget all that. I'm focusing on me and trying to get back to balancing and meditating. And I really need, me too, sis. Okay, we're all individuals. Okay, whether we have families, whether we have business, whether we have jobs alongside our bit, we're all in various stages. And I hope that you guys were able to kind of pick up on that, because we're not just business owners, we're women, moms, you know, we are employees, we're daughters who are taking care of things in life. And so if that's what your vision board is, you want to do more of the personal side, tag us. We want to come alongside you, show up on the page, give us a shout out. Heck, maybe we need to create like an accountability once a month type session to just let people kind of air it out. And we come alongside you, because that's exactly why we created the Girl Boss Rally. It's really to be a tribe, your tribe, not our tribe, your tribe. We're here to support you. So once you do it, we want you to get all your little ducks in a row, complete your vision board, share it with us. And we're actually considering doing like a vision board party. So if you guys are interested in that, by all means, give us a shout out in the chat or email. We are all here for it. Next slide. And we're just really, really grateful that you guys are here. But the underlying theme that we've been telling you from the beginning to the end is that we really, really, really want you guys to network. So if you haven't done so already, just get in the chat, look at some of the other participants. Most of the ladies have changed their names to that of their social media handles. Get on social media and follow at least 3 people that you see in the chat. We want you guys to connect. Everybody's not here, you know, it doesn't really matter physically where you are in location. If you have products or services, you're looking for new customers, you're looking for other business owners to bounce ideas off. That's what this is all about. And we hope that we've provided an opportunity for you guys to be able to do that. I think that's my last slide. Click. Yes. And while you're on social media, be sure to reach out, like, comment, howsoever. All of us, we will follow back, because as we stated, we really are trying to build a tribe here for you guys, a sounding board that can provide you with a community that can just kind of help women become better women. We do have, oh, there we go. So we also invite you to check out our website. I know some of you guys may have subscribed to our newsletters. We're super excited. We're trying to grow that so that we can provide additional blogs and content and information for you guys. While you're there, you can look around, shop. We have plenty of, you know, Girl Boss merchandise. I don't have my mug, but we have mugs. If it resonates with you, by all means, but we really just want you, okay? We want to be here for you and be able to support each and every one of you. So if any of this resonated with you, say yes in the chat box. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, any of us or anyone else that you may have seen in the chat and you're saying, oh, well, she looks like she sells something, what's bongs? Well, you know, reach out to her, send her a private message, send her an email. There's nothing wrong with communicating with one another. So what you got, ladies? I'm done. I've wrapped this up.
Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome. Awesome, awesome. I see everyone they're sharing their
Yes.
social media handle.
I love it. And I'm gonna go and follow some of you guys as well. So that's why I've been kind of disappearing. So I've been trying to post online and follow you guys. So keep sharing.
Yes. Does anyone we have about 23 minutes left. Does anyone in the chat box have anything to say, or you can unmute yourself and say anything?
Rita, it's Stacy. I got something to say.
Come through, Stacy. Come through, babe. We
Stop
hear
it.
you. Come
I don't really have anything to say. How y'all doing? I actually just want to touch on some of the stuff you guys said. I just want to thank you, Frida and Iva, for inviting me, and thank Kay, Crystal, and Juanita for speaking. All this was so resourceful and good this morning, so I really appreciate y'all. I don't really know any of you guys personally other than, you know, Iva and Frida, but I'm glad I'm on this call getting to know some of y'all. Really quick, if y'all don't mind, what's her name? Juanita, you spoke about isolation, and that's just a very good, important point. I really wrote a lot of notes down about that because that's important to me. Kay, you spoke about promises behind your brand. So important. Some information I wrote down. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Crystal, identifying your strengths and weaknesses, which is very important. I really appreciate those bits and pieces of information. So thank y'all. That's it. I just want to, thank y'all and follow y'all. Y'all have a new follower.
Thank you, Stacy. Stacy, wait. So Stacy is actually one of my best friends. So she has a brand called Get Shit Done. Stacy, I don't know if you still have the sale going on, but I think all your t-shirts went down to $20, right?
They are until they're gone, because sweaters and crew necks and all the hoodies are coming for the fall. So I'm trying to sell out
put your website in the notes.
So is this
I sure will.
Gwen says she missed so much. Don't worry, Gwen. We are going to email this recording out by the end of business tomorrow. So you will receive the recording. So if anyone joined late or missed or didn't have a pen or paper to write down some notes, we're going to send this recording out. As long as you're registered, we're going to email this out to you all.
And then, so just to piggyback off of what we discussed, so Juanita, I saw that you put it in the chat, maybe everybody should check themselves for the month of October to attend a networking event. I think that's good, whether the networking event is virtual, whether it's something that you're going to host yourself, whether, it's an in-person event. Everybody really just try to stick to that and do it. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunity is going to come forth. So put yourself out there, speak up, market yourself, be you, be authentically you. Do not be scared. Let all the fear go and show up and show out and be present in your presence. Okay. So don't just show up, but show up and be a little extra. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Iva. You are so awesome. I love that. And so, guys, we got a couple of challenges out there for you. Do your vision boards and do at least go to one networking event, or at least sign up for one networking event in the month of October and let us know on our Facebook page. We want to support you. We want to celebrate you. We want to tell you, you can do it. All right, Tiana, put it out there, girl.
Wait, Tiana said that she's hosting a planning event on the 10th of this month on her IG. So we gotta follow Tiana, Christine. Okay.
We'll get the Girl Boss page to follow you too.
Yeah, so
already done. And we should show up and show out, Girl Boss, and support this lovely young sister who is doing her thing. I am excited.
All right.
I will be there.
Yeah. And so what I just messaged to her was for her to directly send it to our page so that we can also promote it and know exactly when it is. But so that's the reason behind this page. Like Crystal said, like everybody has been saying, this is really a platform for you all. Of course, we want to enjoy it and make it pleasurable for us as well. So that's the reason why we started the page. But really the content and the things that we share and the reason why we do it stems from you all. So you all have as much input. If there's something that you would like to see on the page, we even discussed this very early on, like featuring different business owners or different women. Sometimes it's not always about a business. It's just about personal life. Hey girl, I had cramps today. I wasn't motivated. I need to be able to share that with somebody else, and somebody else gravitates to that and you know, helps me get through it. So make sure you follow the page and give us feedback, give us input. If you have content, if you have a flyer, something that maybe we can post for you, let us know that as well. Let us do that.
So ladies, if everybody is good and square, we're going to sign out and let you guys enjoy the remaining 15 minutes so you can get back to your Saturday. We wish lots of love and light. I hope that this Saturday is everything that you dreamed it to be. And we are grateful for each and every one of you who took the time. Those of you who signed up, who may be watching this later, thank you for making it this far. And we hope to hear from you. Girl Boss Rally, out.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.